So what was your process? If you don't mind delving into it a little bit, I'm curious because you are so apart from all the narratives that I'm familiar with and that I've heard growing up. I mean, I thought,
Yeah,
not that there were no other options, but I'd never heard of another,
yeah.
possible kind of track. So what was your track like,
Mhm.
and how did you actually come to the decision that you did, and why?
So the way I came to my decision, I want listeners to know I'm not the only one with this backstory. So there are quite a few of us, but you just aren't hearing those stories. But I know
Right.
lots of people with a similar story, and that is that by the time I hit age 39, I had dealt with since maybe age 16 on a regular basis, like not daily, but at least weekly, and in some cases more often than that when I was, younger, the onslaught of homophobia, right? And what some might call like genderism, like the expectation that because I was female, I was supposed to express myself in a particular kind of woman, particular kind of femininity. And so since I didn't do that, I was quite masculine. I had short hair. I didn't shave my legs. I wore clothes from the boys or men's section in the department store, right? So I was very masculine in my presentation. And so that got a lot of attention in the negative for the most part out in society. Like what I would regularly deal with would be either what I assumed, this is my interpretation of the looks I was getting, because I can't read minds. I saw what looked to me like confusion, contempt, disgust. Um, yeah, for the most part, those would be the primary ones. And I would encounter from time to time more when I was younger than when I was older, because I was a bit more antagonistic when I was younger. And what are you looking at? I would I would sort of challenge people more, and so I would get pushback, and I would get into physical fights when I was like a teenager with grown men. And like one time it was like the parking lot of a 7-Eleven. Some guy, said, "Oh, you effing dyke." And I turned around, "What the hell do you know?" Blah, 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 mouthing off to this grown man, and got into a fist fight with him. I mean, just
Wow.
stupid stuff like that. Like, mind your own business. What are you doing hanging out in a 7-Eleven parking lot anyway? You know, but it was one of those things where by the time I hit age 39, if you can imagine, or maybe even your listeners can imagine, how much that toll that can be taken, right? The toll that can take on a person, as far as feeling constantly at odds with the people that you're encountering, losing jobs or not being offered a job. I was literally told once, "We'd love to hire you. You're more than skilled. You're skilled beyond what we even need for the job, but you're so masculine. We think that our clients would have trouble working with you."
Wow.
I was like, I could sue you for saying that, but I
Yeah.
didn't. But it started to get to me. It's just a lot of years to go having to deal with that. And I could have taken the path that most masculine women do, which is persevered and fought the good fight. But I didn't. I decided, after watching a documentary called "You Don't Know Dick" and looking at a picture book called Body Alchemy, where both the movie and the book both depicted the like before and after images of trans men. And I thought, so if you put testosterone into your body, if I put testosterone into my body, I could just live my life as a man, and then I wouldn't have to deal with all that stuff. I could just go to the bathroom in peace. I could just walk down the street in peace. I could hold hands with my wife, my girlfriend, or my wife, and not be verbally accosted. It sounded like a dream,
Hmm.
and I didn't get a lot of reinforcement from the few people that I knew in the trans community that was like a legitimate reason to transition. But I have my own sort of personality. And I said, well, I'm going to do it anyway. And I went and saw a doctor who worked with trans people. And I told her I didn't make up any stories. I said, I want to be able to walk down the street without getting hassled. I want to go to the bathroom without getting hassled. Because I had been accosted in women's bathrooms a lot, not by security guards. That's not my story, but by women, especially teenage girls. I almost got beat up once by a group of teenage girls in a bus station in Los Angeles because they thought I was I don't know what group of teenage girls literally wants to beat up somebody they think is a man in the bathroom, though they knew I was a lesbian, right? It was just homophobia. And so I thought, well, I'm going to try it. And this is what I said to the doctor. I said, I'm going to try it. I'll stop if I don't like it. It's been 16 and a half years. I'm still doing the testosterone. I actually like my life a lot. It didn't solve all my problems. I didn't think it would. Life is not easier as a man, which I thought it might be.
More privilege?
No.
Yeah, you didn't get the privilege in the mail?
I didn't. It didn't come. I'm still waiting for the delivery.